Hey guys, in this video we're going to see how we're going to create a proactive message and we also going to use some of the cards available. So in this video we'll try to add one more functionality to our bot. So till now what we have done is we just reply to a conversation. So whenever user types something in the message bot, we'll get the message, we will read it and accordingly we are just replying back. But we never really created the conversation, like we never started the conversation. So in this example we're gonna do that. So let me open this sample code once. Let's pick Python, and here you can see there are number of examples. So what we are interested in is, it's I think 16 proactive messages. So it means using this example, we can see how we can create a conversation. But what I also want to do is add one more functionality is using the adaptive cards. So till now we just replied with the normal text messages. So in this example, what we're gonna do is, instead of a normal text message, we'll also send a different kind of cards that you're gonna just see in a minute. Not a minute, maybe a couple of minutes. So I already have the code, so let me open it up. So this is the proactive message code. So this one is this one. So let's open the code, and you know the drill. Go to your config file, add the port, add the app ID, add the password, and this time what I'm also gonna add is something called tenant ID. Not sure if my spelling is correct. I'm gonna tell you this in a bit why we need that, but for now, so this is about our config, and in our requirements file I just added few more, so you can add the same thing and we'll just try to install them. Let me clear it first. Pick install requirements. Not done. Now go to our file. Let me close everything once. Let me open the app file. So there is something called message and notify. So this message you already know, this is for the normal message replies. This is the one that we're going to add, but before we do this, uh, let's configure the normal one and just check it out if it is working properly or not. Okay, so we got this add post messages. So this is the one that gets triggered when user types the message, and we created this bot object and we are just calling this method. So ultimately this gonna call this method on message activity. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, like last time, let's take our message out. Str dot blow up, and if message equal to hi, response, let's create a variable response equal to slow user, then message is equal to method, then I'm gonna respond back with school if it is not both of them, and I'm gonna reply with I don't know. So this is the same thing we have done, so I'm just doing it so that we can test this one once and then add the next functionality. So it seems it is fine enough. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here and then python.py. Okay, this is running. And since you already know, like I'm still running that ngrok here, so we have this https URL, and this same URL is configured in the Azure resource, so that I'm not doing it again. So let's go to our Teams and let me just type hi. So it said you sent hi. Okay, so we have done something wrong. Not wrong, maybe we missed something. Let me stop the execution. Go it here. Okay, we have done everything, but we forgot to send this response back. Response. Okay. Let's run this again. Go to settings and we'll say weather. Yeah, it's saying it's cool, and if I type something random, then it should say I don't know. Okay, fine. Our basic one is working fine. So now what we wanna do is, so here we initiated the conversation and it replied. Now I want the bot to be initiate the conversation. So let's see how we're gonna do that. So go to our app file, and here I'm gonna create one API. Let's make it a post request. Let's call it a notify, and let's know this thing. Okay, so what we gonna do is, so in this example what I'm gonna do, when we'll pick one example, like we're gonna notify a user saying like you have visited, and the user can take an action to approve or deny the access. So what we gonna do, Azure user ID, I'm gonna tell you what is this in a bit. Query of Azure ID, and let's, we don't have this function yet, but we'll create in a minute. Response equal to bot dot send visitor notification, and then response, not response, we're gonna pass this Azure user ID. Okay, and reply back with this response. Okay, so what is this Azure ID? So we want to initiate the conversation, right? To whom we need to send this notification, that we should know, right? So from this API, I'm gonna receive the Azure user ID. So based on this user ID, we'll find the user bot ID, and then we'll send a notification. So we don't have this function yet, so we'll just create this in our proactive bot. Come here, button, send a notification itself, and Azure user ID. Let's do a pass. We need to do a couple of things, so let's do them first. So I'm gonna initialize few variables, self dot user map IDs, and self dot bot ID, self dot service URL. Okay. So we need all these details when we plan to send this proactive messages. So let me just add a copy paste some code. So store bot info. So in this one, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna just simply note down what is our bot ID, channel ID, and service URL. From where we can get this? Using this turn context object. So whenever there is a message, so here we are getting that message, right? So let's say self dot store bot info and then pass our turn context. And it seems I haven't noted down this channel ID. Okay. Bot ID, channel ID, service URL. Fine. So we have noted this. Okay. Store bot info. Fine. And what we also want to do is, see, a user can have multiple bots. Okay. So to uniquely send a message to a particular bot, we need a bot ID of the user. So that we will get in our on message activity. So that we gonna capture it. So let me just copy paste some more code and explain you what it is, what it does. Okay. So whenever there is a message, we get that conversation reference. Okay. So from that conversation reference, we can find who is the user is. So now we can find user bot ID is equal to this member dot ID, and let me remove this code, and Azure ID is member dot ID, and we want to store this. So self dot user map ID. So this is the variable we have created on the top. So I'm gonna store it. So it's a kind of a dictionary. So we'll be able to find the user's bot ID using the Azure ID. So user bot ID. So I'm gonna just print it so that we can use it in the next time. User bot IDs in print self dot user map IDs. Okay, fine. So what we have done, so we just capture the user info, and we are also capturing the bot info. So now we need to send the notification. So I'm going to paste some more code because I don't remember it. Okay. So what we are doing in this code, so here we are creating a credentials object by using the app ID and password, and then we are creating the connector using that service URL we stored previously, and then we are creating this conversation object. Here you can see create conversation, and here we are passing the bot ID, and if you observe, this send user notification is receiving this Azure user ID. So based on the Azure user ID, we gonna find the bot ID since we have it in this ID maps, and we need to pass a tenant ID. If you remember, we have created this in our config file, config dot. Okay, fine. We have passed all these details. So this is the conversation, and after that, if you see here, this is the card message actually we are creating. So this is the card message object. We are passing a text to it. We are telling what is the type to it, and we need to get that card. So we need to design that card. How we gonna design it? Using the JSON. So if you see, I have already copy pasted this JSON file here, visitor access.json. So this is the card that gonna display in our message board. So let me just explain what it contains. So it's contained the schema, type, adaptive card, version, and the body. So here we are saying it will have a text block, and we gonna place some text in it, and it also gonna have a input box, and user can type in it, and there will be two actions to it. One is approve action, and one is the decline action. Okay, fine. But we haven't defined this method yet, so let's just define that method once. Yeah, again I'm gonna copy paste it because I won't remember it. Remove all these things. So here you can see I have created a variable and referencing this visitor data as JSON file, and I'm getting the path of it, I'm reading it, and I'm converting it as an object, and I'm using the library help card factory and creating the adaptive card. Okay, so I'm just defined the JSON file. Based on the JSON file, it's going to create that card, and then finally if you see here, we are sending it to the conversation. So we have created a conversation and sending a message to that conversation, conversation ID and card message. And I think I have forgot to import the libraries. I'll just import them. Just okay, what did I do? So I have imported OS and JSON libraries, and this card factory is used to create the card objects for the bot, and then this Microsoft app credentials for the credential object, and this config is just reading the our config file. Okay, so let's just see the flow again. So when we receive a request like notify, we are going to call this method, and we are extracting the Azure ID, and we are calling a function called send visitor notification, and we are sending the response back to the client. Let's see what's happening in our send visitor notification. So in our send visitor notification, we created a credentials object, we created a connector, and created the conversation, passed the bot ID, user bot ID, and the tenant ID. If there is an exception, I'm just returning not okay. And we are creating the card. So this card is taking text and type and the attachment. In this attachment, actually we are sending the card, and then we are replying back to the, we are just sending to the conversation. So what we'll do, we'll rerun our code, and we'll just try to see what's gonna happen. Stopping it, rerunning it. Okay, so there is something, config is not defined. Okay, let's see what is the error is. I think it's in proc.dot. Okay, so it doesn't know what is this config is, so we'll just say import config. So it's gonna import that config file. Let's run it again. Okay, it is running fine. We'll just make sure like normal messages are working fine. Hi. What happened? Yeah, hello user. It seems the normal message is working. But if you remember, we are just logging the user ID mapping here. If you see, we are storing it, and we are just printing the user port IDs. Okay. So let me see in the log what we got. So okay. So when user sent a message, this is the user Azure ID, and this is the user bot ID. Okay. We have this info. So now what we'll do is, I'm going to open Postman. We can use Postman to make the HTTP calls. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to call this API notify call, and I'm hoping that message should create a conversation and send a notification to the bot. Okay, here if you see, I have a HTTP localhost 3978. Let's make it post, and I'm saying API/notify. So this is the same thing we just defined in our code. Okay, here API/notify, and if you remember, we are going to pass this Azure ID. So let's just pass that Azure ID, and we want to send it to this user. So let's just copy this, and we'll put it here, and we'll hit it. So it said not okay. So we got some error. Let's see what it is. So it's saying user IDs maps. So there might be some spelling mistake. Let's just go here. Okay. So this might be I have defined wrongly. User map ID self dot user map IDs. Fine. Let's rerun it. Name, and let me type some message here. Whether it should say it's school. I'm not sure if it's school. Yeah, it's school. And we'll try to hit it again. Okay, it said okay. And if you see, we got a message also. So let's open our Microsoft Teams and see what we got. So it said you have a visitor waiting at the response reception, and we have this approve and decline button. So if you remember, this is the same thing we just defined in our JSON file. A text block, an input block, and two action buttons. A text block, an input block, and two action buttons. So I'm gonna say okay, and then, but wait a second. When we do approve or decline, what should happen? Some action should happen, right? If you remember, whenever we send a message, we get in our on message activity. So this is the part we get that message. So when we hit approve or decline also, it's kind of a message sent back to this part. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a small customization here. Let's see how that looks. And what I'm gonna do, if value is not none, that means there is something we can do. None. I'm just gonna do your custom action okay. I'll just say access is updated. So what I'm trying to do here it is, let's say when we click on this approve or decline button, we hit this condition. So after clicking this, receiving this approve, if you want to do some custom actions, that we're gonna do here, and then we'll just return back to our bot that access is updated. So this we can decide what to do later. So for now, let's just see how that works. But if the value is none, this condition never actually hits, and we're gonna normally handle the message here. Okay, so let's rerun our code. Stop it, do it, and let me go to Microsoft Teams and say okay, approve. Nothing happened. So here if you say, it said your custom action, you can see here your custom action, and just it printed this because I clicked on the approve. But we might want to send something back to the bot so that it can respond to the user. So let me just see what we can do here. So we might need to do something similar to this. Let's see, access updated. Now let's rerun our code, and let me go to the Teams, and this time I'll pick decline. See, you can see the access is updated, that message came back. And if we go to our terminal, we can see like your custom action, the type is visitor access, info is denied, okay, and the comment is okay, whatever the comment we have typed. So let's see everything what we have done so far. I will minimize all the windows. Let me open our code. So here we have two actions, one is message and one is notify. Okay, so in the message, this message is responsible for handling the normal messages. So whenever there is a message, we'll receive it and we'll do our checking, and then we respond back. Okay, that is one thing. and this slash notify is responsible for sending the proactive messages. So from somewhere, either from the postman or some other HTTP source, we receive a call, and when we receive the call, we use this Azure ID, and then we'll try to create the sender card notification. So we come to this send visitor notification, create a credentials, create the conversation, add the card, and send it. Okay. So let's see the example again, not the example, output again. Let's open Microsoft Teams. Let me type hi, and I'll ask you, who are you? I'm sure it's gonna say I don't know. Say it's you don't know. And now I want to trigger a custom notifications. Are you ready? Click on it. So we sent a notification, okay, and we got this notification here. Here we can see you have a visitor waiting at the screen. You want to approve or decline. Let's say, let's confuse the bot. I'll say decline and I'll click approve. What happens? Nothing will happen because we are not doing anything. We're just printing it. So here your custom action, type visitor, info is approved, comment is declined. Okay. And I want to show you just one more thing. So if you remember our NGROK, so this is creating the HTTPS URL, right? Let's do one thing. Let's copy this URL, and we are making a request to HTTPS localhost 3978, right? Instead of that, I'm gonna do this thing. So now what should happen? The request should go to this endpoint, and this gonna reroute to our localhost again. Okay. So let's click it. Okay, it's okay. We got the response back. Here you can see. So, okay, I think this video is a bit long, but what we have done, we have responded back to normal messages, and we are also handling the card messages and the action buttons. Okay, guys, that's all for this video. Thank you. Well, I know this video is a bit long, but I think this is the end of this video series.